Richician of Team Sorcerers here, and this is the video counting down my top 10 favourite fusion monsters. Now, fusion monsters, of course, are my most preferred extra deck summoning method, because old school duelist, and there's quite a lot that have that really stand out for me, but these 10 stand out the most. So yeah, let's just dive right in and kick it off. So coming in at number 10 is Supreme Arcanite Magician. Like one of the coolest spellcaster fusions ever. Just a fusion of a spellcaster synchro and any spellcaster monster. Definitely a fun option for playing in any spellcaster deck, like during the 5Ds era. Because things like Tempest Magician, Arcanite Magician, and even Explosive Magician were pretty easy to summon. This was a cool extra option, gaining 2 spell counters plus a grand for each one, and it's just so much fun having the option of either drawing a card or destroying a card just by removing a spell counter. It's been like in and out of my Dark Magician deck, like during the late 5Ds era. Boy, was it fun. But I managed to get even more use out of it when I played my old Arcanites of Endymion deck. This was like before like the newer Endymion cards came out, the ones I don't like. But anyway, just an awesome card to mess around with. That's all there is to it. And coming in at number 9 is Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. Its other 2 forms are cool, but I think as an old school player I have much more appreciation for the original Ultimate Dragon. Very nice 4500 beta. Somewhat easy to summon. It's just a fun extra option to play in Blue Eyes decks. Yeah, it would just kind of feel wrong, like, not to play it, really. I mean, I know there's been competitive Blue Eyes decks that don't play it, and if they do run any of the fusions, it's Blue Eyes Twin Burst, but Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon has always been in my Blue Eyes deck, and my brother's. But no, to players like me, it would just be wrong not to use Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. And of course it's a nice setup for Blue Eyes Shining Dragon. Well, the only setup for Blue Eyes Shining Dragon, really. That's all there is to say about it, really. And coming in at number 8 is an Elemental Hero fusion, Elemental Hero Nova Master. Now, I did already talk about this guy in my top 10 favourite Elemental Hero list, but still, he had to pop up again. I mean, sure, there isn't really anything I can say that I haven't said already, but he's one of the most fun Omni Elemental Hero fusions to play. Just drawing a card when it destroys a monster by battle. Like, gotta love that extra draw power. And it's always worth bringing out, like, at any point in the game, even early game, just to try and draw into more options that can be used later. This card rocks. Like, I really love this card as an ultimate rare. In at number 7 is one of the best Elemental Hero Omni fusions, Elemental Hero Absolute Zero. Another fusion that I already talked about on the Elemental Hero list, but yeah, he's worthy of being on this one as well, definitely. Not many Elemental Hero decks can do without him, really. Like, he's basically the safety net of the deck. Yeah, it's kind of hard for the opponent to basically make a move with any monsters without having their monsters blown up. Of course, it's a different story if those monsters have destruction immunity and do stuff when they die, like Cosmo and BA, but all the same though, it's always been a fantastic card. Whether you only play 2 or 1, it's definitely a must in all Elemental Hero decks. Definitely another one that puts heroes on the map, really. Especially when he'd be played in Zero Dad, like back in the 5Ds era. It's something I've never played myself, but it was a competitive deck that I genuinely liked and appreciated, because man loves heroes. In at number 6 is Elemental Hero The Shining. Like, I swear the rest of these are not Elemental Hero fusions, but all the same though, The Shining is another of the very best on the Elemental Hero fusions. It doesn't see much play nowadays, but still definitely a worthy fusion to go into. The one you definitely want to bring out with Miracle Fusion or Fusion Gate, rather than Poly and Super Poly, because obviously the more banished elemental heroes you have, the higher his attack points are and can run over most monsters with ease. And I like how it recycles banished elemental heroes when it goes to the graveyard, provided it's the last thing to happen, of course. Like, it does annoy me that it can miss timing. I wish it didn't miss timing, but well, not every card can be perfect, I guess. Mind you, it is annoying when the opponent does things to get around it so that I don't get the recycle effect, like use Bottomless, Deprison, attach it with Honor Arc. It's really infuriating. Nevertheless, The Shining rocks. And in at number 5 is Amulet Dragon. Like, of course, a Dark Magician fusion was going to be on here. This is definitely a different one from the last time I did this list on my original channel, which is something I forgot to mention at the start. I did do a top 10 favourite fusion list like over 6 years ago, but obviously it would have drastically changed since then, starting with when Amulet Dragon came out. Yeah, it was awesome that this became a real card. Like, I didn't think the legendary dragons and the fusions they bring out would ever be made into real cards, but I thought wrong when Dragons of Legend 1 came out. Amulet Dragon is awesome. A very fun card, and this basically gave me an excuse to play fusions in my Dark Magician deck again. Well, this and the Eye of Timaeus, because beforehand, when I started playing pure Dark Magician again, I really wanted to play fusions in the deck again, and yeah, Timaeus and Amulet Dragon gave me that excuse. So now I have the option of playing this or Dark Paladin, and it has some really cool effects. The first one definitely awesome late game, just banishing spells from either graveyard. By the way, I can banish spells from both mine and the opponent's at the same time. A question that does pop up every now and then, but that answers that question. And helps me run over most things, including an Ultimate Falcon if I can banish at least 7 spells. And what's also cool about it is that it revives a spellcaster if it gets destroyed. Usually it'll be Dark Magician, but I can revive other things as well, like Mahard, for instance, so I can get his effects going again. Yeah, unfortunately, he doesn't see much play these days. I still play him in my Dark Magician deck, but there's too many situations that require me to bring out Dark Magician the Dragon Knight or the Dark Magicians. But I still have Amulet Dragon on hand if I do need him. Speaking of Dragon Knight, in at number 4, we have Dark Magician the Dragon Knight, which has the exact same fusion materials as Amulet Dragon, and this is another godsend for Dark Magician, which we got back in late 2017. I wish this could be summoned more consistently, but it's definitely a big help for Dark Magician, just protecting the back row from opponents' effects that target or destroy, because Eternal Soul does have that annoying weakness that I wish it didn't have, where my monsters get wiped out if it leaves the field. But Dragon Knight here stops that from happening, well, unless of course the opponent uses an effect that doesn't target or destroy, like Rainbow Neos or Richician, like the Synchro or the Ritual, for example. But all the same though, other than that, he's a great way to help protect my setup. I have been given a good idea on a more consistent way to get this out though, which is change a Dark Magician into Imduck, the World Chalice Dragon, and then use Dark Magic Secrets to fuse Imduck with Dark Magician to make this guy. Compliments of Weber's 5, again shout out to him for the idea. And the best part is his name's treated as Dark Magician. Well, I guess both effects are as good as each other. Treated as Dark Magician both on the field and in grave, which gives him the protection Eternal Soul provides and gives me the ability to revive this guy. Of course, alternatively, I can also use him as a fusion material for any of the other fusions if I choose to. But generally, you want to keep Dark Magician the Dragon Knight on the field, just to make sure the back row is protected. And that's all there is to say, really. And coming in at number 3 is Dark Paladin. Before another certain fusion came along, this was my all-time favourite fusion monster. Also one that came up in my top 10 favourite card video, but I've always liked Dark Paladin. Even had a deck based around him, and I still play him in Dark Magician nowadays, even though, like I said, too many situations call for Dark Magician the Dragon Knight or the Dark Magicians to be summoned. Now, like I said, I don't like his spell negating effect, because I don't want to cut the opponent off from doing anything, really. But I do love his other effect of gaining attack points from dragons on the field or in the graveyard. Like I said, I've described this as every dragon deck's worst nightmare. Well, actually, I guess it would be the second worst, because yeah, dragon decks can't really do anything against a Buster Blade of the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman, which is even more of a nightmare for them than this card. But all the same, though, it's just a lot of fun gaining points off all those dragons the opponent has, and any that I have as well. Heck, if I used Dragon Knight or Amulet Dragon, he'll gain a power-up from them as well, which is awesome. And Imduck as well, now, thinking about it. Yeah, gotta love him. Although he's not the top favourite anymore, hasn't been for like 14 years, he's still among my top 3 favourite fusions, and always will be. And coming in at number 2 is Rainbow Neos. I mean, was there really any surprise? Another one I already talked about before, but Rainbow Neos is truly awesome. I mean, there isn't much I can say about him that I haven't said already, but he truly is a formidable monster, especially when the Neos fusion makes him so easy to summon, and provides one-time protection from destruction, and it's just a lot of fun, just sending something the opponent has back to the deck. Heck, it could even help against an opposing Dark Magician deck, as I described earlier. So, yeah, can't wipe out the back row with destruction or targeting effects? No problem. Rainbow Neos is your guy. As long as, of course, as there isn't a circle or Eternal Soul or a navigation to worry about, because, yeah, I can't counter that unless I... wait, no. I was going to say use MST or Twin Twisters on the circle, but if Dragon Knight's on the field, that wouldn't work. But anyway, the point is, he's absolutely amazing against decks that rely on the graveyard. Just stopping any swarm plays involving the grave. I wouldn't say this is a shutdown, it's more of a slowdown strategy more than anything. Great way to get around Shadows, BA, Cosmo, and Magispectors, like we're talking 4 years ago or something like that. And by the way, like I said, I'm still going to make it my goal to try and summon all 3 of my Rainbow Neoses, and have all 3 of them out on the field, on camera, rather than just have photo evidence. And finally, in at number 1, as you've easily guessed, is Elemental Heroes Shining Flare Wingman. Like, you knew this was coming, there's no surprise or suspense, especially since this was revealed as my number 1 favourite Elemental Hero fusion. I mean, I know I said there weren't going to be any other Elemental Hero fusions on the list, but what I failed to mention was, except this guy, was what I meant, but I didn't want to give anything away in case nobody knew or nobody saw that video. But anyway, yeah, I've shown him on 3 lists now, including this one. Like, I mean, is there really any surprise? Or or suspense, like, yeah. We've established now that he's my favourite fusion elemental hero and warrior type monster. So there's nothing really I can say that I haven't said already. The boss monster of my elemental hero deck, the one I prefer to bring out late game and win elemental hero duels with. Yeah, it's just so much fun, and yeah, I have a lot more fun with my elemental hero duels if this guy hits the field. I have won my fair share of games with this card as well, actually. Couldn't tell you off the top of my head how many over the years. Yeah, I've played elemental heroes for a long time now. It's easy to lose track. Yeah, that's all there is to say about it, really. And there we have it. That is my list of my top 10 favourite fusion monsters in the game. Let me just show you them again, with a cameo of my top 5 favourite evil heroes, well, except Malicious Bane, which still needs to be in there. Is this not one of the coolest collections you've ever seen? Especially if you're a fusion fan. So yeah, that's it. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, like, comment, share, and subscribe if you haven't subscribed already. Stay safe, and I'll catch you guys later. See ya.